Hello there, people of the internet. I guess I have kind of a FUD alert coming because I'm going to be talking about some FUDly ideals that I'm sure a lot of people are going to disagree with. So I'm going to start off by saying I fully support anyone picking up the most advanced possible thing, the most capable possible thing that they can get their hands on in order to protect themselves, protect their family, protect life, liberty, and all the other jazz that we might want to protect as the gun community. Also, I got the hiccups, guys. I'm sorry about that. That's just something that happens whenever I talk. And a lot of people say, go out and get an AR or an AK or an FAL or an M1A or insert your choice of dramatically capable rifle in this spot. And don't get me wrong, I fully support everybody owning something like this. But if you're not a gun guy, and most people watching this, we are gun guys, so this doesn't really apply to the audience that I'm talking to here, but maybe it will spark a conversation that is good enough for people to get into the heads of other people that aren't necessarily gun guys. But if you're not a gun guy, or you don't have much interest in having like a stockpile of stuff, or you have a firearm specifically as like a practical tool, then as a civilian, the likelihood of your particular firearm, no matter what it is, the likelihood of that being good enough to suit your purposes is extremely good. And a lot of people like to argue about what would be best in, say, a without rule of law situation or SHTF situation, or we're being, I don't know, invaded and paratroopers are coming down, or something really, really bad has happened, so you need the most advanced weaponry possible because you might be going up against the most advanced weaponry possible. And the likelihood of that is exceptionally tiny. And just because of that, considering what you're most likely to end up coming across in the United States that you might potentially need a firearm for, what you have is probably going to be good enough. Here in the United States, a lot of us use firearms if we are, say, well, for one, recreation. Recreation, you can use whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, assuming that you're not at a range with, like, a bad range safety officer who is very controlling or restricting or something like that. But bottom line is recreation, anything goes, have fun. But then there's other things like, say, camping or hunting or hiking or maybe animal defense or even home defense. And in all of these situations, you don't need the most advanced, spectacular weaponry to be able to do the job. I highly recommend getting the best thing you possibly can, but if you're not a gun guy and you already have, say, a bolt-action rifle of some kind that sits in a closet that you don't really touch because you're not a gun guy, or you have, say, I don't know, what's another good example? A lever action that you have just hanging around, and you go and take like 4 or 5 deer a year with the thing, and that's all you shoot. But in the event that someone kicks in your door, hey, it's leaning up by the bed, odds are you're going to be fine with that lever action to be able to stop that threat that's coming into your house, especially if we're talking about something that's like beyond a 22 level. But I hear a lot of people say if you have like a Mosin or a Mauser or I don't know, a Lee Enfield, or insert your choice of military surplus rifle here, I've seen a lot of people make claim that that would not be adequate in a modern day, modern era against modern things. And yeah, I 100% agree. But the odds of a U.S. civilian coming up against a modern day force, like a modern military force, in which, like, it's exceptionally small, not unless you are doing something horribly wrong to the point of getting the attention of your own government. It is exceptionally small, in which case if you're doing things like that and you're choosing to use old military surplus as defense, then you're doing it wrong, I'm telling you right now. But if you have, let's say, if you have an old bolt-action Mauser, this is a Yugoslavian Mauser, very common Mauser variant that you're going to find. You have 5 shots of 8mm Mauser, and to cycle something like this You could short stroke it, but man, bolt actions are very easy to cycle, and you can cycle it rather quickly. And even if you run out of those 5 shots, you have stripper clips that you can get and use. This right here is dummy ammunition. So let's say I'm out there, I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I'm on a hog hunt, right? Because hog hunting is very common and typical for a U.S. civilian to come across. I'm on a hog hunting. I just bang, 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 and I take out 5 hogs, or maybe I miss all 5 shots because I'm just absolutely horrible. And I open up my bolt, go to close again. Oh no, I'm out of ammo. Grab my stripper clip guide, pop those in, and I'm back up and going. And it's a really, really good, effective, easy way to be able to run something like these old military surplus bolt-action rifles extremely effectively, and they're very cheap. I mean, these little stripper clips, you can find them basically all over the place. But as long as you have the stripper clips with the ammunition, and you have the means and abilities and knowledge and skills to be able to use it, which you most likely have if you only have one firearm, and that's what you use for all of your practical applications, then there's very little that you might come across that something like this cannot solve. Like, short of coming across a modern military force, or maybe a modern setup militia, maybe you upset the wrong people, or maybe somebody somewhere did something really messed up. Ooh, there's a big hiccup for me. Maybe somebody somewhere did something really messed up, and you're attracting guys who are very tactically sound and well-trained and want to get the best possible equipment, in which case you messed up. But that is such an uncommon anomaly here in the United States, to the point to where if you find yourself in that sort of situation, then you ought to be better equipped anyway. But if you're just an average Joe doing average Joe things, then something like a Mauser or something like a pump action shotgun like what I got here, or something like a lever action, like if you have your one rifle or your one firearm to kind of do everything, odds are that one firearm is going to be able to handle pretty much everything that the average person is going to need to come across. As long as you have some means to load your Mauser very quickly, then you can load your Mauser very quickly. Same thing goes with like the Lee Enfield, which actually takes external magazines, or the Mosin Nagant, which kind of sucks with its stripper clips, but you can get like good surplus stripper clips out there. You just got to kind of hunt them down. But bottom line is, you're going to be fine with your gun, assuming that you're not doing anything absolutely spectacular and you're just doing regular dude things. Whatever firearm it is that you have is probably going to be good enough to do whatever it is that you might come across, because the likelihood of something going so wrong that's not self-induced is extraordinarily low here in the United States. So thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below has a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next episode. Since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garen. Shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.